I dyed my hair again. The internet is known to make anything go viral. It's essentially the look of a draw. And sometimes it can be something that deserves all the attention, the views, the publicity, everything. It can be the most beautiful piece of art or spreading awareness about something and it's great and it goes viral, it's beautiful. Or it can be the worst, most talentless piece of AI generated slop that you've ever seen, but for some reason it's got 2 million likes and a load of Facebook grandmas in the comments absolutely praising Jesus because a child built a gorilla out of Coca-Cola bottles. But anyway, my point being that the internet has the potential and the power to make absolutely anything that gets uploaded to go super mega viral. It can either amass millions of views, skyrocketing someone into, from their quiet life to internet stardom where they have a podcast and they're selling a Bitcoin, I don't know. Or it can just fall into obscurity and get lost on the World Wide Web but never to be seen again. And I feel like everyone takes part in that draw every day with every post that they make. Well, did you know that one of the first memes that ever went fully fledged viral was actually a pretty controversial one, but nonetheless still absolutely hilarious? So in today's video, I thought we could delve into the story of the internet's first proper viral meme, the trouble it caused, and the legacy it leaves behind, because trust me, it is a pretty big legacy. So sit back, relax, I'll quit yapping, and we'll get straight into today's topic on the internet hysteria series, whatever we're going to call it. I still haven't decided. I've also realised that when I say I'll quit yapping, I'm not going to quit yapping whatsoever. But anyway, for a moment, I need you guys to stop. We're going to stop what we're doing because we need to step into my time machine. So come on in, don't be scared, pack a bag, bring all the things that you need because baby, we're going back to 1997. That's right, 1997 was almost 30 years ago. It was the year that the Titanic was the top grossing film and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone had just been published, and the year that Princess Diana passed away. It was also this year that the internet was still in its very early infancy stages. It was just a little baby. Now, me being born in 2002 means this entire story is actually before my time. That's right, I apologise to the millennials that I've just made feel really old. But I do have older siblings that are both in their 30s, and they can probably definitely remember the internet dial-up connection that we used to have in our living room. We used to have a PC in our living room, which is crazy to think of now. But during that time, the internet was a much more serious place. It was more like a tool that you could use for school and academic research purposes. There wasn't any of the websites that we have on it today. There was no YouTube, there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook, there was not really any social media, but there was forum boards. But I mean, the forums weren't like the forums that you get now, if you catch my drift, you dirty. Anyway, most of the websites available back in the day were either .gov, which were government approved websites, or .edu, which stood for education. So when you go to a library and you get up a computer but a lot of things have been blocked, it was essentially that, but that was the internet. A reliable source for information, just like taking a book out of the library. But essentially there was one little thing that kind of ended up changing the entire trajectory of the internet and making it what it is today, which is an absolute cesspit, but I digress. And this is the story of the curious case of the Bert Is Evil meme. Yes, that's right, Bert Is Evil. This meme was created back in 1997 and was launched as part of a website called Fractional Cow. And this website was created by a man named Dino Ignacio. Now, this is a name that's going to come up quite a lot in this story because this guy's an absolute menace. I love it. But Dino was a fine art student from the Philippines, and he's made this website as a way to practice his digital art skills and to make his friends laugh. He just wanted to have a little inside joke with his buddies. But Dino was really interested and influenced by two things in particular. One of these was Weekly World News and Mr. T Ate My Balls. You heard that right, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So this part of the video is where we're going to segue, off into different things, because before we carry on, I need to explain what both of those things are. So Weekly World News was a tabloid, a newspaper that would be published, and it would essentially make fake news stories. And this had been a thing since 1979, all the way up to about 2007. The paper was renowned for its absolutely outlandish stories based on supernatural, paranormal themes, and an approach to news that verged on satiric... Satirical? I can't speak today. If you're from the UK, then you'll probably like already be familiar with this, because we have a newspaper here, I think it's The Sun, that just sometimes posts the most fakest articles. There's other ones as well, like People magazine. I'm going to insert some images here just because they're hilarious, so enjoy that. So essentially, Weekly World News was just like that. Like, it was just a BS newspaper. I don't know why people would buy it, because it was all fake, but anyway. It ceased printing in August of 2007, but I also think you can still view it online, if any of you are interested to take a bit of a trip down memory lane or to have a bit of a gander. But the company has a library of over 100,000 articles and 300 original characters. That's right. Characters, because this newspaper would essentially make like stories up about like random characters. We're going to have a look at one in a minute. So I thought before we carry on, we could have a look at some of these stories that these absolute goobers would post. So in 1992, they featured a story about Batboy. So this character would essentially become a pop culture icon, even though it was a fake story. Because in 1997, Batboy actually became a musical, an off-Broadway musical, and it was called Batboy, the musical. The pages inside the paper would describe Batboy as a creature who is half human and half bat that, you know, haunts the United States, and he would always be captured by the US state scientists, but Batboy would always make a daring escape. Like, at this point, rather than writing news articles, you just start writing fanfics or, like, actual book stories. Like, what? I don't get it. I've never understood why people, like, ate this kind of media up, like, fake stories. I really don't. But I digress. Anyway, some other hilarious headlines include: divers attacked by mermaids, interview with an angel, Texas man hits £2,513 and 100-year-old woman is pregnant, which is just extremely disturbing. I mean, obviously it goes without saying, but like all of these stories are made up, they're not real. Kind of like the early days of trolling. This was like trolling before it was a thing on the internet, I guess. But yeah, that's a very brief explanation of what Weekly World News is. So now moving on to Mr. T ate my balls. So, ate my balls. What am I doing? Ate my balls is the earliest example of an internet meme. It's hilarious. This meme was wildly shared in the 1990s, which is like so long ago, and basically it was like back when web pages, you could make like a web page just for a photo, and people would like take a character, a fictional character or a real life character, and add a speech bubble and just say, so-and-so ate my balls. I'm going to insert some here because they're absolutely hilarious.
My God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
If someone told me that this meme was made like a month ago, I would fully believe them, because this is before its time. Why Mr. T was a top choice for this, I have absolutely no idea, but then again, this was the 90s, so I mean, like, Later, the meme would feature subjects like Chewbacca and Mr. Spock and Britney Spears and Pokemon. Like, it was just one of those. Before its time, I'm telling you. The photo editing would often be crude and the speech bubble just kind of like slapped on top. But like, to say this was the 90s, I was impressed. I thought, I don't know why, but I find this hilarious. It was just images with a caption describing how much they liked eating balls, and it's just so... it's gold. This actually ended up becoming one of the oldest internet memes. The pictures were mostly low quality because they were made in like MS Paint, like from back in the day. Yeah, but I say we should definitely bring this meme and this format back. It's hilarious. But anyway, back on topic, we go back to Dino Ignacio, and he'd seen these websites and he'd felt inspired to create his own, which a lot of people do, which is why on Instagram it's just flooded with meme pages at the moment. And alas, the Bert Is Evil meme was born. And basically, the Bert Is Evil meme was a combination of absurd fake news formats popularised by the Weekly World News and focusing on like a personality like Mr. T. So he'd like kind of combined them together and chose like a character and then stole the format. Like, it's brilliant, genius. And he obviously thought, you know, who would be a fantastic character for this? Well, none other than Bert from Sesame Street. You know, Bert, the yellow guy that has a best friend called Ernie, that are definitely more than roommates. And Dino started to come up with lore about the fact that Bert was actually evil and was actually part of, like, major moments in histories, but not good moments. Not good moments at all. Possibly the worst historical moments that have happened in recent years. Now, before I continue in this video, I don't want this video to be censored or demonetized. So before we go on, a lot of what I'm going to say is going to be spoken about in code or just censored altogether. So bear with me, but I'm sure you guys are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together with what I'm about to say. So poor Bert would be photoshopped into the worst moments in history. For example, the shooting of JFK. Bert raising a white flag in alliance with that group of people that don't like another certain people that also wear white. Alongside Bert with the mustache man from the 1940s. As you can imagine though, this absolutely took off because even for like early internet, this was insane. Nothing like this had ever been done before. And because of the like, keep in mind, this is like 1977, this is the 90s. Even today, those memes, you know, you wouldn't really like second glance it, you'd just get funny. But back then, seeing Bert, a Sesame Street character, photoshopped with the mustache man, whoa, that was shocking. And because of this, the website started to become famous. It really, really blew up, and it was featured on other publications such as Internet Underground. Now, I did try and find out what Internet Underground was, and all it was telling me is that it was a music publication thing, so I don't know where my research ended up taking me there, so I can't explain to you what that is because I don't know. But then because the notoriety that the Bert Is Evil meme was gaining, Dino was reached out to like a load of other artists that kind of loved what they were doing and like wanted to help and like help him create these memes. And hilariously, the website was so successful that in 1998 it was nominated and actually won the Webby Awards category for Weird and People's Voice Awards, which is just fantastic. But then, rather heartbreakingly, just as the meme was taking off for Dino and just as he was seeing, you know, what he'd made pay off, the servers became way too expensive for him to run, so that was where all the mirror sites came in. And then this ended up decentralising the version of the site and then spawned many other variants. So basically, people made the very, very early versions of meme pages on this meme, but they just made like their own websites for this meme. It grows, it gets bigger, everyone's seeing this, the meme blows up. And then this ended up making the Bert Is Evil meme one of the first internet memes ever to gain that amount of popularity. But of course, like I said, when you make a meme that controversial, especially back in 1977, it's gonna get backlash. Seeing a Sesame Street character posed in like a satanic ritual in today's day and age wouldn't be that shocking, but back then, just after the satanic panic, mind you, shocking behaviour. And a lot of the like more offensive memes weren't actually made by Dino himself, they were made by like the Mirror website. Some of them featuring Bert as a friend of the Ramsey family, and by Ramsey family I mean JonBenet Ramsey, the 6-year-old beauty pageant queen girl that was murdered back in 1966 at her home in Boulder, Colorado on Christmas Eve. A case that remains unsolved for like nearly 30 years now. And also him being Jack the Ripper himself. By the end of 1988, a meme would be posted that depicted Bert with an unknown international... I'm going to call him Ben Salami in hopes that you guys know who I'm talking about, but if you haven't caught my drift yet, just search the Ben Salami meme, okay? Posing with Bert. Now, this was before 2001, so this was before the attack happened in America, in New York, you know, the big one. So at this point, no one really knew who this guy was, and it faded off into, like, obscurity, because this was 1988, no one was really, like, bothering with that at the minute, until after that attack happened. Oh my word, this meme was, like, foreshadowing something. Because October 2001, a month after that attack, an unedited, undoctored news photograph was published showing a pro-Ben Salami protest rally in Bangladesh. And it was at this rally that someone had taken a photo of a banner that someone was holding featuring that meme. Unironically featuring that meme with Bert on the poster. Whoops. Which prompted, obviously, a lot of confusion and joking within Western audience, because what do you mean a meme that was made back in 1998, before anything had happened, before that big attack that had happened on New York in 2001, and suddenly at a pro-Ben Salami rally in October 2001, this meme is being shown as like a pro meme, which is absolutely insane. That is absolutely crazy. Is this just me, or is that not insane? After this photo was released, and obviously it was featured on the news because of how shocking it was, owners of Sesame Street Sesame Workshop raised the possibility of pursuing legal action against Ignacio, despite him actually not being the one responsible for that meme. So in response, he actually ended up taking down the Bert Is Evil section of his website due to this takedown notice that he'd received, which is fair enough, because this meme had gone it got too real. And this is why I really like this guy, because he backed down and he was yeah, it got too real. It was never meant to be that serious, but as soon as it got to that point, he was nah, I'm out. He said, quote, "I'm doing this because I feel it has gotten too close to reality." But this type of meme, and with the format of Bert Is Evil, is now commonplace on the internet, and it is because of this incident. The image at the Ben Salami protest genuinely looks like it's been photoshopped, but it's not. It's 100% real, I promise you. Would I lie to you? Absolutely not. Literally every meme that you see today is fake and has been edited or doctored in some way, but this is where it all began. People photoshopping an innocent child's character with the most hideous thing going on in the background, but it's kind of hilarious. This meme has just reached a 25-year anniversary, which means this meme is actually older than me, which is a little bit crazy. And what's it doing now? What's going on with it? It's an NFT. They're selling NFTs. Of course they are. I don't know how I feel about that. But with the web archive, you can actually view the Bert Is Evil website, how it was way back when, back in the day. And if that's something that you're interested in, I highly recommend you go and do it. It's a good time capsule to see how the internet was all those years ago. It's pretty funny if you want some time to kill or you want something to do. But anyway, that is all of the information I have on this topic. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for the past however long. But yeah, if you'd like to follow me on any other social medias, including a podcast version of these videos, it's all down below in my link tree in the description. If you have any case requests or anything of that nature, please leave them down below in the comments. And if you have any stories similar to this, please leave them in the comments, because I read every single comment and I love interacting with you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, and until then, stay safe.